I'm Jan from Shitdisco.
I'm Joe from Shitdisco. We're from Glasgow. Most of the things that you don't really want to happen usually happen to our band. Like, for instance, just getting on this bus, and as soon as we got on the bus, we thought it was a good idea to have a party because we were on a bus. It seems to be like the usual way of dealing with situations is to diffuse any tension, is just to have a party, and it's kind of it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it seems to be particular to our band to have parties.
Yeah, our drummer fell off the bus during the Enemy tour in the UK.
He's got a metal plate in his arm.
Yeah.
He's very proud of it. It's got like a little plate down there, a little scar. Looks like someone from the Addams Family or something, with like big stitches down his arm. But yeah, he was dancing on the roof after a gig. We used to have parties in our drummer's flat, and it was a huge, like a mansion flat, really big but totally dilapidated, really like destroyed. In Glasgow, all the housing generally in the city centre is like it's all kind of socialist housing, so it used to be where all the workers used to live who worked in sort of factories and industry, and so the houses are quite big because it's for a whole family, and so this flat was pretty much like a house rather than a flat. And because we all went to art school in Glasgow, we sort of congregated and used to practice and rehearse in Darren's flat, which was a big house, which is called 61, which was the address. It just got known as 61, and then there was 61 parties, and they were associated with our band because we started them just before we had a band. We used to just play records at them, and anything used to happen, and then we started playing live at it, and then
it just got bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and that was kind of where the name was already there, but it seemed to suit that as well. Since we moved out of the flat, we're trying to take the 61, the sort of attitude and the idea of that on the road. Like, we bought a caravan, and we've got that set up to take on the road, to basically take parties on the road with us, and we kind of do that. That's what we do at live gigs anyway. That's the main like aim of the gig. It's a live gig essentially, but it's supposed to be kind of fun, and the music is about kind of partying and like dancing and stuff like that. It's dance music, but it's primarily pop music as well, and it's like we're trying to take the idea, the spirit of these parties that we used to have, and like make that into, make gigs like that as well. James Murphy's music's quite precise, and it's kind of, ours isn't really. It is in some respects, but there's a sort of shit element to the disco as well. Like, it's always a bit like it's gonna fall to pieces, and like someone's gonna fall off the stage, and Darren's gonna fall off the roof of the bus. I think that needs to like be represented in the music. They're basically like railway tunnels for two trains, enough room for two trains to pass each other. Yeah. And there used to be like an underground rail network that they've closed down in Glasgow now. It's been closed for years, and so there's been tunnel parties there for years as well, where since rave became like, since it sort of started, people would take a generator down and some decks down there and just have a party underground, because when raves became illegal things because they were associated with drugs and things like that, they would put these raves on in tunnels, and so we basically did a gig down there. We were like the first band to play down there, and it was an amazing experience. It was so weird though, in pitch black. Like, you look in front of you and you can't see anything in front of you, it's just blackness, but you can hear everything. And then we set all the equipment up and took some generators down, and there's about 400 or 500 people underground in this tunnel, dripping wet, and you couldn't, like, you move one foot and it's in water, and then you move your next foot and there's like a rat on your shoe, and it's like you're sort of regretting being there partly, but also it's like there's so much like energy that you can't help but like just play a really, really fast set, and it's like you don't know what's going on. Then there's these generators with petrol in that are pumping out carbon monoxide, and so everyone's breathing that in, and it's like everyone's really high from that, and it's kind of, it's a bit like, it's not really that healthy, but it's kind of, it adds to this sort of it's definitely something you wouldn't really want to do on a regular basis.